Hey there, KevKild here, going over the beta review thoughts and other crazy stuff in regards to what Payday 2 is doing with their game. Do they know? Do I know? I'm just gonna say flat out, no. Nobody knows. So anyways, did a lot of testing with the Payday 2 open beta that they had. And quite frankly, as I will say in my conclusion, I am not impressed with how the whole thing was done. The way they did it, the delivery, and the changes that they thought were possibly good, I don't know, but frankly so, I'm not for in all the things going to be said. I do like the fact that change is good, especially for a stale game that hasn't received a lot of updates for the past couple of years. That's totally fine. However, I think them doing it slowly and a little bit is probably better than getting everything done at once. Example would be the update 203.1. They were like, oops, we leaked some changes to the rifles and the snipers, woo! And that way everybody gets to play it and then they can tweak their values, so on and so forth. So yeah, I was a little bit slower in getting this video up because I spent more time streaming, hence I've done pretty much 24 hours of playing with this beta. Is that good testing? I hope? I don't know. We'll see. So what got changed all in this beta? It seems the ammo pickup, the control stability recoil for certain weapons, and of course the most hated thing, the damage drop-off, or they call it the damage range multiplier. As I said earlier, I think small, slower changes is probably better, and if everybody sees it, then it's probably a lot faster and better results for Overkill and the community in general, just to see if the change is good or bad. Now, since this thing was in open beta, you had to go to your Steam file, select the open beta option, you get a different version of a client for your Payday 2 game, and you can only play with those that had that same version. Safe to say, there wasn't a lot of players. If anybody's actually doing stuff. Oh really, who does bank heist? This is all the people trying this new beta. Dude! Which is pretty shit, so we say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... Potentially 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 people are playing the beta. 13 including myself. Right now. Any worldwide. 1 down. 13. 14. Most people play Mayhem. It looks like they're playing Overkill. They're not even in Mayhem territory. I know this was one spot during the stream, but every time I checked, just to see if there was a lot of people playing the beta or whatever, it usually came out to be about the same number, sometimes more, sometimes less. I think the leak changes during the 203.1 update or whatever was a little bit better because everybody got to play it, everybody got to share their, their thoughts or concerns or whatever about it. So I think that was better, and again, I don't think the whole beta thing was a good idea. Just start with slow changes and see what the community wants, not this drastic overhaul. So reflecting from the 24 hours that I played during my streams, I'm gonna have to say and flat out the fall off should honestly fall off. It's not a good change for the game. The biggest thing is the cops and DSOD difficulty, which to me is the only difficulty of the game, because for casual players, yeah, there's normal to Death Wish. Fair enough, it's another difficulty, it's for somebody who wants to relax and play and enjoy the game. That's fine. I'm not going to vouch for any change testing for those difficulties, because for somebody who's spent a lot of time in the game, research, helping others, myself, getting criticized, critique, all that fun stuff, I gotta say the whole change for DSOD for the damage range multipliers or this fall off crap is honestly bad. The biggest thing is you're defending objectives, you're going through assaults, you gotta take care of the cops before they kill you. That's like the biggest #1 reason why people don't play DSOD is because their builds are not up to snuff to take care of the enemies before they take care of you. And now we're fighting with this new change called damage range multipliers. So LMG shotguns and pistols, SMGs as well, we are now stuffed with this new mechanic that is hurting the gun. When it comes to snipers or assault rifles and DMRs specifically, they get a bit of a better edge, but they didn't need that edge because they were already good enough. The most unfair part is, if you think of fractions, if you nerf the players' damage range, why not the cops? If you do one thing to the top, why not the bottom? So now we're fighting against 225 heavy units that, well, when I say 225, a Zeal unit does 225 damage, which is a lot. You don't want them to hit you too many times, otherwise your armor and health goes to zero relatively quickly. And since they have no damage drop-off, it's not fair. And frankly so, I can still play the game. I'm not bitching and whining saying, oh, you just can't play DSD with the changes. No, it's... If you're going to balance something, then balance the cops as well. Like, are you going to go through skill changes as well during all this beta stuff? No, you're focused on weapons on the player side. Are you trying to make us use more ammo because all the range stuff has been decreased for those weapons? Again, I don't know where Overkill's thoughts are going with this, so I don't think it's realistic to say that we should get damage drop-off while the cops still do no damage drop-off. Going towards the ammo pickup changes, I think this is probably what Overkill should focus on, giving what weapons should get what in terms of pickup for all weapons around. I think, again, this was a good start. They could have just tweaked it a bit more, and bam, they would have had something great off the start. But now we're left with all these crazy changes to deal with. I'm not going to go over much in ammo pickups and recoil. I'm going to go over each of the weapon categories so I can kind of give my thoughts on what I think is good, bad, and the ugly. When it comes to general ARs, it seems like the majority of them got a small little buff due to their range multiplier, fall off, again, whatever you want to call it, to their added range. However, this range is up to 25 meters, so are you really going to be making kills that are accurate and quick past that limit? Frankly, no. Some rifles got some recoil pattern changes, but other than that, ARs hasn't really changed. If it were be my opinion, I would just buff the ammo slightly just to make them more mainstream, as opposed to the previous shotgun LMG meta back in the day. Otherwise, there's really nothing exciting for ARs. However, battle rifles, I didn't do any battle rifle testing because I had no interest, so I'm not going to critique or say anything about that. However, I've done a lot of the DMR stuff. The M308 earlier, as you guys saw at the beginning, definitely is still in a great spot. The Gallant is definitely much more fun to play now. The AMR, as the leak changes were once again, is still pretty good. The AK-76-2 has some bugged ammo pickup values. It always picks up 2 as opposed to 3, but this is probably a better step in the direction just to keep ammo bags and stuff like that. I also did the little friend rifle. It was pretty good. I don't think the changes to the underbarrel are probably the best. I think the ammo pickup definitely could have been reduced, but not the ammo capacity. That's just weird. However, the majority of the little friend rifle was not bad. Thoroughly enjoyed that one as well. I didn't try the Carrefour DMR or the Gower DMR, whatever attachments needed for that. So I didn't do all, but I did do quite a bit of the DMR stuff. And as you see here with an Overkill A setup, it works very well. I much more enjoy playing DMRs more than ever, as opposed to just, standard ARs or battle rifles, and it actually does the job very well. So when it comes to the step in the right direction, as I said in my previous Update 203 video, I feel like this is the right way to go. And since the DMRs don't get a damage drop-off because they're in that assault rifle fall-off category or whatever, they get more damage after 30 meters. It's like, how much more damage can these things do? It's incredible. And since I was using an Overkill A setup, and if you even combine this with Berserker and a bit of crits, high value target, whatever suits your boat, these things can pack a serious punch. So when it comes to the assault rifles, I think the DMRs are a step in the right direction, and maybe we might see more tweaks or values changes for the rest. Overall conclusion for the assault rifles, I'd say they're in a very good spot. They got a nice little buff, and since they're not affected by damage, range, fall off, or whatever, I'd say they're fun to play with now. Again, the fall off should probably just go away, because that'd be sweet. Now on to the LMGs. Overall, it's a nerf, because you get much less ammo pickup now amongst all the LMGs. The Buzzsaw matched the KSP in terms of damage, but it seems like the Buzzsaw has more ammo pickup, so right now the Buzzsaw, even though it's a longer reload, is seemingly better than the KSP. The KSP is definitely king when it comes to LMGs for solos, hard carries, or such like that, so there's definitely a nerf when it comes to that. However, some people are saying it's a buff due to the fact that the recoil is much easier to control, and this thing can shoot very, very accurately, even at long ranges. However, the damage drop-off seems to be a problem in case you gotta do long maps such as Goat Simulator. And as you see here, I gotta use a lot more bullets, even though it's at long range, before I die. Because again, the idea is to kill them before they kill you. So anyways, when it comes to LMGs, I can understand where they need a nerf, especially when it comes to the bipod, where you can have laser accuracy. However, when there's lots of enemies moving and shooting at you, you're not going to be in that bipod stance for quite some time. So if you still want to use the LMGs, you're going to have to learn the pattern recoil and be a little softer on the triggers and try to aim for the head. The recoil will adjust for that, but you just got to play a lot more careful now. Another thing too is the SMGs. I didn't touch a lot on SMGs as well, but the thing is, their damage is significantly dropped among long ranges. For me, it was my sniper killer or quick reload in case I don't have enough time for my LMG, and now that thing's nerfed too. So when it comes to single SMGs and the LMGs, it's a straight up nerf across the board. They literally turn into nerf guns as soon as you cross that 18-19 meter range. I didn't do any Akimbo SMGs, but I'm pretty sure those things are packing lots of punches due to the fact that they got more ammo reserved for them to play with. So again, when it comes to LMGs, it's pretty much a nerf because it needs more ammo, and if you're not careful with the ammo, you lose it. It's that simple. So this gives a bit more leverage to assault rifles, and hopefully they can get their place back. And moving on to the next weapon category, I know I went over the first one, pistols. And as you see there, they're not working so great at long range, except for the fact that if you've been noticing throughout the video, crits seem to be very relevant when it comes to long range damage. However, when it comes to pistols, you should be close range, and with these things, they will melt, regardless of Zerk or non-Zerk. As long as you have crits, you're good to go. So they get a serious damage increase if you're close range, even farther than a shotgun. And they don't get much of a damage drop-off compared to SMGs. So to me, pistols are a straight-up buff to everything. Automatic pistols, semi-automatic pistols, they're ready to rock and roll. And I'm not sure, like, I mentioned crits. I'm not sure if Overkill has, like, it compensated the damage fall-off range multiplication, again, whatever they want to call it, to critical hits. And when you crit, it seems to kill things regardless of distance. So, again, crits are very important, especially for pistols. Just look at this. So with that being shown, that was 8 minigun dozers being melted in one clip of the Akimbo 18 Strike Cs. And frankly so, these things are ridiculously strong. I think they probably received the biggest buffs amongst all the weapons. And since I have a few builds with pistols, it makes them pretty fun and ridiculously overpowered. Even at sometimes long ranges, I can make some kills and get my ammo back whenever it's clear. Now we're moving on to sniper rifles, which is where it gets really weird with the fall off damage indicators and such. Sniper rifles, majority of them have been buffed. When it comes to the 500 damage sniper rifles, I don't think they're in a great place, especially due to the close range nerf that they receive for the damage output that they do. However, when it comes to 255 sniper rifles, they've been relatively okay. I can still one-shot things at close range without any issue, and with the added buff of more damage farther away, it makes things ridiculously easy to take out specials, including Dozer if I'm lucky with a couple of crits. However, my biggest gripe is the 168 sniper rifles, where their rate of fire has been buffed. Now the 168s have been extremely buffed due to the whole damage range fall-off stuff, because now they have a faster rate of fire, they do less damage close range, Now you can increase the fire rate to compensate for it, and they get a buff for long range. It doesn't make any sense. Hell, you don't even need to aim with a 168 rifle anymore, whether that's the Lebensauger, Grom, or the Contractor, which has a 20 round mag clip, which makes it really easy just to aim and just shoot. You don't even need to precisely click heads anymore. It's just you run down the hallway, play aggressive, and I don't think that's good for the game. I can kind of get where Overkill's trying to add a penalty for close range kills with not one-shotting them, especially for 255s or 500 snipers, but as long as you hit one, you can always dominate it, or you could just select a second target and Graze will take care of the first one you hit anyways, so it's all counterintuitive. Again, snipers are completely buffed. Myself, I'm not the best aimer in this game, but when enemies are close up to you and are running extremely fast, or if they twitch their heads at a crazy random rate, and this all changes per different lobby or per different day, it's pretty hard to hit their heads at close range, especially point blank. So I don't know if players should be penalized for hitting that shot in the first place, but I guess that's Overkill's decision. I will admit the buff for the long range is definitely something unique, and it may replace high value target, but when it comes to bulldozer melting, yeah, I can kind of understand where snipers need to take care of them before your team gets surprised by them. However, the mechanic of bulldozers is you need to take off 2 visors and then kill them. This means it'll require a bit of time and a bit of team effort to take care of them. And if one buff such as this, where I can take care of one myself, all without the help of my teammates and a couple of misses, I don't think it's good balance. Ooh, oh! And that's why snipers are paired with an SMG as a secondary to take care of them close range. Oh, I ain't done with snipers yet because the Contractor is gonna get a lesson, and why you shouldn't buff something that's already broken in the hands of a decent player. And I already said I'm not the best aimer, but given the practice and time that I spent with this game and other genres of first-person shooters, this gun is beyond broken. And with a bit of time and practice, it's not hard to hyper carry maps without any effort. And right here, taking care of some dozers before they rush me, yeah, I can chip their HP and take them down with an SMG. Or I could have kept shooting them with the sniper rifle. Multiple ways to play this gun. Before, the Contractor used to have a fire rate of 150 and about 168 damage. This was good enough if you wanted to make a crit-based build or a berserker-based build and deal a lot of map control damage. Now we have this insane rate of fire, so the close range quarters is completely nullified, and now we have the damage range buff with the whole fall off system. It makes it even stronger, and if you can control the high fire rate at long distance, it's a little ridiculous. The whole system just needs to be pulled back severely. I'm going to show a couple of clips here with how strong this rifle can really get. I already killed 2 things with a visor grace. I just killed the bulldozer! Oh my fucking god. Let's just use Vanilla Hunt Plus for a sec. Bonk. This is dumb. This is just dumb. One crit, please. Thank you. Yeah, this is, A little too strong. Yeah, that rate of fire is only meant for close range. And if you have rate of fire, and if you do something long range, I actually want to move to British Columbia. BC is pretty good. Yeah, the gun's just more spammy. Just reward spam. All the gun does now is reward a spammer. Such a spammy playstyle. Yeah, I shouldn't be making cross snipes like that. Oh, he didn't die. Oh, muscle memory might get me killed. Why use SMG? What was hitting me? Great tracking. Did he just shoot scoot me without a stagger? Fucking dead. So yeah, I know there's a lot of clips there, but basically put the contractor and 255 snipers, at least, they don't need a buff. They really don't. And with the whole damage fall-off mechanic, they're even stronger. Even with a non-Zerk setup, with one of my other sniper builds with the contractor, the thing performs very well. One other thing I'm going to quickly go over is there's been some changes to penetration values. As you saw earlier in the video, some dozers took a little more shots than usual. However, it seems like the snipers got a bit of a nerf when shooting through objects. However, this is reversed with AP pistol and AP slugs for shotguns. I don't know what Overkill's thinking, but if there's another change on top of two already existing changes with more changes, like how much are they doing with this beta? Again, there's just too many things that they're doing, which is making this whole beta not really well done. 348. The fuck? 4281 2531. Okay, so yeah, penetration is a little fucky wuckied. 1500. Now, finally, the last weapon set, the shotguns. Quick and dirty, I didn't do a lot. The only things that I focused on was the Ishma, the M10 or Predator, whichever gun you prefer, and the Akimbos, specifically the Goliaths and the Grims. Safe to say, the Akimbos definitely got a big buff, and the Ishma and the M10 variant per se, they didn't go so well. However, the crits definitely keep the guns afloat. Whether it's Zerk or non-Zerk setup, these things perform relatively okay, but it encourages more aggressive gameplay design. Now again, I don't know if this is what Overkill was intending, but I definitely don't recommend it, especially on DSOD difficulty. Mm-hmm. 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 So I don't advise running around and trying to take care of the entire map yourself, otherwise you're going to go down relatively quickly. And I kind of scared this is kind of what Overkill is pushing for, especially with shotguns. Otherwise, hide in a corner and wait for enemies to come to you. That's not creating space, so again, I'm not sure what Overkill's intentions are with shotguns. The whole damage drop-off is definitely decreased for the Ishma, M10, and Predator, whatever favorite shotguns you got. The Akimbo variants, they performed just fine, had no issues. But when it came to the Ishma, definitely not the greatest. The only way for me to make this work well is running around like an idiot, trying to get as close to their face as possible and shooting them, so I can get all the crits and the damage I needed. If I were to use Berserker onto the build, then yeah, it might be a little bit easier, but what is Overkill trying to accomplish? Does every build need to have Zerk now with this damage drop-off? It's like, none of this makes any sense. If their target was to nerf the Ishma shotgun, you did it. Congratulations. But everything else is way out of whack. You're now killing breakpoints for specific weapons. Enemy cops can take care of you before you can take care of them if left unprepared. Defending objectives become a lot harder because now you have to wait for them to come to you so you can pick up your ammo for the kill that you just made. Otherwise, you're just going to be blowing out ammo and you'll have nothing to begin with to complete the heist. I'm in favor of nerfing specific guns for their reason or purpose, whatever the developers want, not changing the entire game system for every other weapon included. It creates a lot of confusion, it creates a lot of other problems, and it's going to need a lot more testing. And as for the beta having only 3 days of testing and little player base, not good. I'm not a big fan of the shotgun changes in general, where you gotta be ridiculously close to be in their face to get the full damage you need for your build. And again, is this promoting Berserker as a skill set so we can have all the damage we need that we lost, or do we need more time to figure this out? However, when it comes to dealing with damage on the cops, again, you want to take care of them before they take care of you. Otherwise, you're going to lead to a lot of frustration, lots of resets because people are going down, people are letting them in, you're getting overwhelmed. It's a game of cops versus robbers. You got to make sure that you're ahead of the game and not them. Otherwise, you're never going to win properly. There's also HE explosive rounds that were changed. Now, they still explode on impact, regardless of range, just the damage is definitely decreased, and I think that's pretty good, especially for taking out snipers far away that should probably be taken out by other weapons. As for the Dragon Breath rounds, they're still ridiculously strong. Yeah, sure, the damage decreased, but you just click one light, or click a heavy twice, and they're dead. Not to mention the stun that they provide is insane. You can have full wide map crowd control, and you'll be fine. But yeah, I don't think the shotguns took the right direction in terms of balance. By changing the whole damage range fall off and all that fun stuff, no, I don't think it's a great idea. Focus on the weapon first and then maybe tune it out afterwards. But frankly so, even though I'm not a shotgun user myself, I like using other weapons, I don't think the shotguns are in a great direction. I do understand why Overkill wants to kind of nerf shotguns because they're probably overused and all that stuff, but it needs to be done at the weapon level, not at the game system level. Otherwise, you're going to have to change everything else too, the amount of cops, what their damage do, fall off, objectives, everything. If this stuff has been out for a couple of years, then that's a lot of undoing. Now on to the conclusion of the whole video that I've been working on basically all my weekend. With the 24 hours of gameplay that I did during the beta, I can say that it needs a little bit more visibility if you want more feedback. Because the little player base, the little time, and of course the drastically huge amount of changes, I don't think it's great. So, just a quick recap. With the ARs, battle rifles, and DMRs, I'd say that category definitely got a big buff. It definitely needs it comparatively to the overshadowed light machine guns. And since DMR's got a better ammo pickup, it definitely makes them a lot more viable. Now, are you going to get rid of ammo bags? That's basically my next question. What's the whole purpose of buffing those ammo types? As for LMGs and SMGs, the damage drop-off I don't think is great. And the ammo pickup definitely needing a nerf, that's what LMGs needed. but it's a straight up nerf, and I think those two changes are already fine. Pistols already got too much of a buff, being they have to be used in close quarters, so you're going to increase the damage for close quarters again. It's just a straight up buff. And if you get a couple of crits, you're fine. The crits will take care of enemies. When it comes to snipers, the 500 damage sniper rifles didn't get a well treatment compared to the 255s and the 168s. And the 168s getting a faster rate of fire to compensate the damage fall off, it doesn't make any sense. The whole thing is just way out of whack, and I don't think they deserve the buff that they need. They're already great with grays, so do you plan on removing grays? But if you remove grays, then 500s and 255s are dead. So the whole thing needs to be reverted back. So all in all, the whole damage range thing is probably the biggest problem. I think Overkill should have focused on the ammo pickups and how weapons are being used, as opposed to the whole game system in general, because you're taking maps that you need to defend objectives, such as First World Bank, Slaughterhouse, Prison Nightmare. You gotta focus on that drill, even the counterfeit valves. If you don't make any kills at that long range, well, then the cops are gonna simply interrupt your objectives, and now you have to wait the assault. Long-range maps such as Heat Streak, Green Bridge, Breakout, Goat Simulator, all those now have infinite range damaging cops on you, and your weapons, well, you have to resort to snipers now. Otherwise, you're not going to make space that you need to go from point A to point B, or you're just going to have to pray that, lovely sneaky bastard Swan Song is going to save you. And is that good gameplay? No, that's relying on one skill set. Again, the whole system itself, too many changes during the beta. Not great. As I said in the beginning of the video, the changes themselves, I'm not impressed. However, it was different, and it was a little bit fun to play with and figure things out of what makes sense, but nothing really made sense when I tried to put them together. It's like, I'm trying to think, what does Overkill want, and what is effective for the player base, and does the current builds that people have, say on previous YouTube videos or Steam guides, are they still working? And for the most part, yeah, but not as effective anymore. I know this was a very, very long video of me talking. I had a lot of fun going through lots of footage, so hopefully I got a lot of stuff that kind of showcase what's needed, and quite frankly, I would say focus on the guns again, not the whole game in general. I got another rant coming up during the stream that kind of outlines the whole thing again, but at least it's uncut and maybe has some background noise, stuff like that. But anyways, the beta was good, but it wasn't good enough. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Yeah, pistols are still very strong. Like, you can melt the minigun dozer. It's just dumb. My hacker pistol build, I didn't have any issues with. So, pistols, got a buff. Pistols need crits, and if you're not gonna run crits with pistols, you're dumb. Or doing weird shit. Or maybe really smart shit that I think is dumb, but maybe really smart, I don't know. But pistols are buffed. LMGs, slight nerf. Snipers, buff. Shotguns, 50-50. Because, like, the Akimbo's insane. The not Akimbo's, definite nerf. So, if I were to provide this feedback in a video to Overkill, they're probably gonna keep the changes. However, I don't think fall off is a good idea. Because the biggest thing is 225 units. How come they don't get fall off? Where's that's why we were able to fight them back so easily. Now it's dumb. It encourages gameplay for them to come to you. It encourages gameplay that either you rush to them or you have to let them come to you, which isn't good, especially in DSOD. In other difficulties, it's probably fine. Nobody gives a shit. Problem is, you know, they do high damage, we do high damage, cool. They don't do fall off anymore. We do. Like, it's just dumb. I see how they balance for it. I think the balance is what they were trying to accomplish. However, I don't understand what the meta was in 2017. I started playing in 2019, 2018-ish, right? And yeah, I was an Ishma Judge user because it was low detection. You can get your crits. Fuck, you can put on Sneaky Bastard and all that crazy shit. I get it. But there are lots of alternatives that worked fantastic. That worked fine. And you could still uphold team skills such as Inspire and 9 Lives. I don't understand. It was just the laziness people that seriously wanted their achievements so they could fuck off back to Death Wish difficulty that were so obsessed with Ishma Judge. The Judge is a great utility backup shotgun. However, matching it with the Ishma all the time, yeah, I guess it's not creative, but I don't understand what a meta was. I was able to find stuff and do things. LMGs and shotguns are quite honestly the most used in terms of public playstyle. Rarely pistols, rarely ARs, and rarely snipers. Before the whole fall-off stuff, the Ishma itself, to me, it wasn't even a bad shotgun. It wasn't great. Other shotguns did better, such as Predator if used correctly, same with the M10. The new DLC shotguns were pretty good. And of course the Akimbo variants, such as the Grims and the Goliaths. The Ishma was called Jack. I mean, it was good at everything, but it wasn't great. And with snipers like 255s, they're fine. 500s, they're fine. 168s, yeah, they need a bit of a kick in the butt for damage, such as crits or Berserker. LMGs were just a 1-to-1 upgrade to ARs, and that's why ARs are in the shitter. ARs needed ammo pickup buff in my eyes, because even with that added damage increase, that still defeats the whole purpose of them coming closer to you so you can grab your ammo and actually hit things. Snipers are literally still king for how good this game is. And for the fact that they've done reverse fall off, it makes no fucking sense. I was fine with 255s and 168s where they were before. And now they're better? Like, huh? Who in the bright mind says, like, snipers were great already? And I don't know why. I think LMGs with this change is probably a good step in the direction because of the lower ammo pickup. You need to adequately control your shots now. That's fine. Because again, like I said, they're a 1-to-1 upgrade to ARs. But adding the damage drop-off, I think that's just kind of dumb. This whole fall-off shit is just dumb. But if you remove the fall-off off of the cops, then you turn this game into Death Wish Plus. And then everything changed. I think the biggest problem with this whole beta is that they've done way too many things. Way too many things. Kokoro, if it weren't for Gray's Days, snipers would be an average crowd control. Yes. Otherwise, 255s, 500s would not exist. The 168s, such as the Contractor, can still adequately perform with the change without Grays. Contractor before all these changes was just a better DMR. Now, I'm not going to speak for the Akimbo variants because they need a shit ton of ammo, but I don't know much for the Akimbos, like SMGs. Akimbo shotguns are fine, obviously. I did them with and without Zerk and shit. But like, the biggest common thing that I'm seeing right now is crits. This whole damage fall off is 100% relying on crits. If you don't have crits, your build sucks. Like, what are you doing? Those crits seem to, like, definitely do some damage output. Like, I was using pistols at far range and I was fine. All because of crits. And when I was close range, I could melt the minigun dozer in 10 bullets. Less. No different than a shotgun rifle or anything else with crits. I don't get it. I don't know. I'd say start with ammo changes. This whole fall off should just fucking fall off. Like, it's that bad. This whole fall off shit should just fall off the fucking world. It's just dumb. I get they want realism, perhaps, but a bullet in 100 meters gets shot in real life will not degrade the fucking damage. Last time I checked. And no, I didn't check physically. Like, there are scientific fucking tests for this shit, you know? It's just dumb. Absolutely fucking dumb. I think optimal range stuff is just breaking breakpoints, too much to be added. Oh yeah, basically. I still think overkill should just have it slow. Like, start slow. That first 203.1 change was good. Start slow and everybody plays it. Like, okay. I need to crash this for a sec. These are all the people that have available slots playing the beta right now. This is not good. I showed this earlier when I started the stream. There's like barely anybody fucking playing and testing this stuff. And for those that are actually testing it, how many are DS? Literally 2. That's not good. I understand, I can fully agree, other difficulties still need their tweaks. However, if you had a game out for literally 4 years, or 3, I can't math, 2017 to 2021, beginning or end, whatever, that's at least 3 years. And those standards were made to figure out how to do DSOD without going down and using Swan Song as the meta? Like, shit. That's why I wanted to get good at the video game. That's why I started streaming. That's why I wanted to help improve. That's why I wanted to figure alternatives. That's why I wanted to get good map learning and control and awareness, all that shit. Given the amount of hours I've stressed myself playing this fucking game, I like to teach it and help others because I was in those very same shoes. I thought you had to do Rogue. I thought you had to do Swan Song. I thought you had to do Ishma Judge because in hindsight it made sense. It was quick and easy. You get your 3 detection for your low blow basic, sneaky bastard basic, and away you go. Easy. The sad part is that exact same verbiage I literally said can still be applied with this build. Yeah, it's not performing as many kills now, but I mean, like, this build is still playable. I literally played this today, and it still fits all criteria. The only way to make it work is you literally have to be point blank now, which encourages aggressive gameplay once again. This whole fall off is just dumb. Like, I get the idea what they want to do to drop the usage of this fucking praised gun. Like, it's all over the biggest content creator of Payday 2, and he praises it left and right, B. Croft. He's a casual player, and the game is catered toward casuals, and that's good. You get a healthy player base. And if you want to nerf that, well, be fucking careful. If I were to have a reason to deal with this, I'd honestly just lower its damage. Make Badass has more subs? Well, if they are making changes for 2021, the biggest content creator for 2021 is probably, well, B. Croft. General McBadass honestly had a rogue pistol build, and people sometimes still use it, but beside the point, I would just drop the damage of this. That's it. And then that forces them more ammo pickup. You don't need to go through all this damage drop-off shit, or this fall-off shit. You can keep the ammo, because, like, I'm sustaining just fine with the current damage and the fall-off. So, I mean, like, woo. But, like, I can play a lot of other weapons. It's like, if people want to get good at the game, you have to spend time. DMRs, definitely, they need the buff. Hands down. They need that ammo buff, but I don't think, I will say this, I don't think the ammo buff as it is, this whole 1.7 to 3.7, this shit is honestly too much. This is why I'm able to make a fucking meme build out of this shit. Like, I don't advertise dodge, and look, I have dodge on it, for God's sakes. But fucking ammo efficiency A's. Bring Jack of all trades and have your ammo bag. Like, there's alternatives. I don't know. Because, like, if you want to make a kill, you make the kill, use so much ammo to make that kill, so far away. Now you gotta run 10-15 meters out in the open to go get it. What are you gonna do? Waste a flashbang? Swan song? Pray your dodge is gonna save you? No. You wait till the assault or until the fucking squad or area is clear. Do you have enough ammo to do that? No, so bring an ammo bag. Okay, so you bring an ammo bag, now you refilled your ammo. So what's the point of getting that ammo in the first place? Like, I don't get it. It's just like, if it makes everything backwards. You spend more ammo to make a long distance shot, you need that ammo back, so what do you do? Like, it's just doesn't work that way. Another thing with ammo too is the fact that, yes, Rocky, dozers. Dozers are another thing to talk about, because, like, they require more than one bullet. So as soon as you start killing all the ads, killing all the specials, and then dozers come along, you have to delete 2 visor faceplates and then a 24,000 health pool. Oh, and this game doesn't balance minigun dozers to begin with. It's like, hey, let's just fucking send 10 minigun dozers. I had 10 dozers on my fucking Goat Simulator solo at one point. We had a high spawn of 6-7 dozers in some of the matches today. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Dozers require 0 bullets if you melee, true. But now you're speccing Zerk. Now you're speccing Pumping Iron. And Bloodthirst. Or you can spec those points for an ammo bag. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to figure out what's Overkill's thoughts behind this. Like, it just drives me nuts. But anyways, back on the dozer part, like, you take one bullet to kill an ad, you get your one bullet back. As soon as you introduce those dozers, the more dozers that you introduce means more bullets you have to kill. Therefore, it's a net negative when you go to pick up your ammo back every single time. So that's why you need to have that plus value, but that plus value then screws up the ammo bags that you need to bring just to balance out the game and how things were back in the day before all this other beta shit. I don't know what to do with this. I think the ammo pickups are changed in the right direction. Otherwise, we're gonna go back to what it is. I'm just shaking my head. And like, let's go see what these people are using. Let's just see. Because this is the only DS lobby, and I do DSOD. Yeah, there's a better bots in there, I don't care. Do you have BLM as well? Oh, for fuck's sakes. Yeah, and honestly, Overkill should not be worrying about balance changes. Like that right there. That right there. Focus on fucking making better anti-cheater. I know optimization is out of the fucking window. I know that's out of the fucking window because, like, the game is a buggy, broken mess. But the thing about Berserker Lives Matters right there is like they can get. See what I did? I had to get a Molotov. I have to wait. I have to time my ticks. I get the HP I need. Him, he has a mod. A cheat. That allows him to have whatever HP. Oh, and Swan Song too. Yeah. Yeah. It's so disgusting. And this is the player base, you know, let's just not make space. My dodge actually worked. Oh my god, an instant fucking screenshot. I'm done playing with this guy. He already frustrates me. Like, this is disgusting. I'm just mad, like. And that's why, like, I understand that's why we need balance changes. But I mean, like, if you nerf the guns, people are still gonna use this fucking skill. And just leave all the enemies and still use this fucking cheat and don't do anything about it. It's so fucking dumb. Like, there needs to be a foot down on certain fucking mods to make people play the way you want to fucking play them. Like, I understand Overkill wants to have open mods and all the shit. I like it. I like the visual shit. And other people do too. That's fine. Game-changing shit, such as this, or Silent Assassin as everybody likes it, Carry Stacker. Oh boy. And you know what? If Overkill wants to put their foot down on HUD mods as well, so be it. I can live with that. I played this game on vanilla, and I do just the fucking same. But like, when it comes to cheat stuff, that honestly needs to be prioritized. Overkill should goddamn put their foot down. What is acceptable? It's just dumb. Just dumb. I don't know why they want to focus on changing the meta of what weapons are used. It doesn't make any sense. People that are lazy are going to use the lazy Ishma judge. People that are actually into the game will eventually find better stuff and promote it. Not just myself. Carrot, Yokai, Creepy, Uncle, a few off the top of my head. And many more, obviously. But of course, we get overshadowed by people praising the Ishma. Literally. Okay, I'm done ranting. Fucking hell, dude.